Hey y'all, it's Wild Riley, back at it again. Just wanted to share a little food for thought, a little, you know, idea for you to consider. I've mentioned before you want to think about stocking up on the top of the energy pyramid. And what I mean by that is there's certain things that you can buy that only require maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours of your labor to pay for something that takes 6 months to create. I mean, so if you consider that, you could toil in the field for 6 months to get the same thing as you could buy in an hour's time. One of those things, this is long grain rice, enriched extra long grain white rice, probably here from here in California. I don't know if anybody's grown enough rice to fill up a 50-pound sack. It takes a lot of water, it takes a lot of sunshine, cooperative weather, and to be able to just go into a supermarket and buy a 50-pound sack for 20, 30, whatever it is, 20, 30 bucks, and be able to feed your family for a long time. It's not the most nourishing thing, but it's a side. It's part of your dinner plan. A lot of people live on white rice around the world, and add things like chicken or eggs, or cook the rice different ways, make stir fry. But the amount of diesel, the amount of electricity to pump the water, the amount of flood irrigation, sunshine, luck, not being caught in a flood at the wrong time, not being caught in a storm or a hail event where it's going to crush all your crops. There's a little bit of luck and gambling involved with farming, and that's something to consider too. And for it to be right there in the store for $35, let's say maximum $35 for a big sack of rice, 50 pounds of it. Lord help you if you don't see the benefit in getting a couple of these and putting them back. Getting a little 35-gallon metal trash can and just storing some rice. It'll be okay. And you can make sake, some good sake. You can make that. You can make a lot of things with this. The next one, popcorn. Now in a little bit I'll show you what a 15 by 30 corn patch looks like as far as the harvest, and you'll be astonished. It's actually pretty good for a little corn patch, but the final product is enough to maybe support the family for maybe a month if we had to tighten our belts a little bit. Maybe not, maybe less than that. But again, I know, because I grown the corn, the popcorn, to know how much it takes. And it takes about 6 months to grow your popcorn. And it takes water, again, sunshine, cooperation with the weather. So you're going to want something like this. Corn, you can sprout it. You can plant it out and grow more. You can pop it. You can mill it in a grain mill, like that grain mill right over there, that white country living grain mill. So it doesn't have to be country living grain mill, but it's a pretty nice one. So yeah, popcorn, 50-pound sack. This one, to acquire this, cost me an hour's worth of my labor. 1 hour. I worked 1 hour and got 6 months and probably a half an acre of production. The last one I brought over here, this one happens to be hard white winter wheat. Again, not too many people grow their own wheat. Back in the day, people did. Kind of the art, the skill of doing this is lost to modern man, except for farmers can do it with machinery and stuff. But growing that grain around your cabin, milling it, separating the wheat from the chaff, all that takes tons of energy. Weather cooperation, it takes water or planting at the right time of year. So this might have taken 2 hours to acquire. Who knows how long it takes to grow this amount of grain. All 3 of those you can mill in the grain mill. The couple for animal feed if we were low on animal feed. And it's the top of the energy pyramid. It's the very top. It's the final product. It's the cream of the crop. And you're picking those up for an hour or 2 of your time. So when you add those 3 bags up, that's a year and a half of growing. You know, if we were using the same patch of land, it would take a year and a half to grow all 3 of those. And for a few hours of your labor. Get a metal trash can. Get a couple bucks together and just go take care of that. Get some long-term storable food for not very expensive. And also, if you want to see a historical document about preparing, some of you Christian folks might know about the 7 plagues of Egypt and a particular dream about that and how they prepared for the 7 years of famine. Pretty interesting. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. And I hope that makes sense. And I care about y'all. I want you to be prepared. And that is a very economical way to do it. Even if you didn't have a fancy grain mill, you could take and go out to the river and find a hole in the rocks where Native Americans would grind their grain and just use the same thing that's still in the rock hundreds of years later. You can grind your wheat right there next to the river. You could even purchase a little mortar and pestle, hollow out a log, and make a wooden mortar and pestle. There's lots of ways to grind your wheat. Lots of low-tech ways to do it too. It's better to have that ability, have the inconvenience that you got to go hand mill your own grain than the inconvenience of starving to death or being controlled by your food. There's a lot of coercion going on in the United States right now. A lot of nagging, a lot of psychological tactics that are really testing a lot of people. And this gives you the ability to say yes or no, right? You have a choice because you have prepared and taken care of things and gotten your house in order. So give yourself the right to say the most powerful thing, which is either yes or no, right? All right, we'll talk to you later.